We have a special edition of Risers and Sliders today, taking a look back at the New Year's Day bowl games and how some NFL prospects fared. I'm joined by our lead talent evaluator, Nolan Naraki. Nolan, start with the granddaddy of them all, the Rose Bowl. A couple of pro-style offenses in Stanford and Wisconsin. Which player stood out to you in this one?
The Stanford junior tight end Zach Ertz really showed his exceptional body control down the middle of the field, made an outstanding grab in the air. I think he's going to challenge Tyler Eifert to be the top tight end in this year's draft, should he declare. And then on Wisconsin, you got another player that I think struggled a little bit at left tackle, Rick Wagner. I think he's got to show more than he did this year overall. Really had a down season. I think he's looking at more of the 4th to 5th round range.
In addition to watching those prospects, I'm sure some NFL scouts and coaches were wishing that David Shaw, Stanford's coach, didn't sign that extension for another good coaching performance for him at Stanford. Taking a look at the Outback Bowl, Michigan versus South Carolina. Everyone was focused on that battle in the trenches between Taylor Lewan and Javion Clowney. It seems like Clowney got the best of Lewan. What did you see from him and an offensive star from South Carolina?
That was a really tough matchup for Lewan, having to go against a superior talent like Clowney. I think any left tackle would have a difficult matchup in that situation, but overall Lewan fared okay. I think he's going to be one of the top tackles in this year's draft. He's fully expected to declare. Ace Sanders, to me, really stood out for South Carolina. Only 5'7", 175 pounds, was very lightly recruited in the state of Florida. Steve Spurrier went after him, signed him up, and he's turned out to be a difference maker for the Gamecocks. Really made a huge impact, returned the punt for a touchdown, and coming up big on 3rd down. So I think he could be an impact player in the NFL.
Yeah, Ace Sanders, that big punt return, a couple big catches on South Carolina's final drive. In the Orange Bowl, Florida State versus Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois did not look like they really belonged in that game. Had some stretches early, but the Florida State Seminoles, that defense, has a couple NFL prospects a lot of scouts are watching.
Yeah, Bjorn Warner has really climbed the board this season. Very good motor, very tough, good solid instincts. And he's still waiting to make the decision about whether he's going to declare, but NFL evaluators are expecting that he will be part of this year's coming draft and will likely fit into the 1st round. Very similar talent to Ryan Kerrigan when he was coming out of Purdue. On the other side, you got cornerback Xavier Rhodes, who I think struggled this season, played into the boundary. He's already said he's coming out. I think he's going to be disappointed on draft day. To me, he's more of a mid-round talent than the 1st round talent that I think he thinks he is.
Seminoles known for their defense, but some of their offensive players made a couple big plays in that win in the Orange Bowl. And then the Capital One Bowl, Georgia versus Nebraska. Bit of a shootout in this one. What did you see from a couple players in this game?
Yeah, I'm going to go with 2 prospects that I think are a little bit under the radar. Tavares King, he's very thinly built, but he's a big play receiver. He can go down the field, take the top off of defense, and make some plays. And he did this week. He did in the SEC championship game. And I think he's a solid late-round prospect. He's really solidified his standing throughout the course of the year. For Nebraska, Rex Burkhead's missed some time this year with injuries. Missed, I think, 6 games this season with nagging injuries. But he showed up big against Georgia. Rushed for 140 yards. Caught the ball very well. He's smart. He's versatile. He's tough. I think he'll find a role as a utility player in the NFL.
Very impressive touchdown catch. You don't expect those kind of hands and body control in the air by a running back, but he made a good job on that one. Unfortunately, Nebraska fell to Georgia in that one. So those are some of the risers and sliders from the New Year's Day bowl games. Be sure to check out our website for all the best draft coverage at ProFootballWeekly.com.